had a busy weekend doing domestic stuff.
Yeah.
And like I did some weeding, so that was fun.
Why?
Well, it's massive weeds.
Oh.
Like they started to overgrow, so I was like, I should probably go through and do some weeding. But my fragile hands took a very big toll.
Oh.
So it's been a rough week.
You know, like,
but also changed my dating life because these people I've seen dates were like, oh, my ideal first date is quad biking. I'm like, well, I'm not going to go quad biking.
Oh.
I mean, it's fun, but like I can't.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
hooray!
So I thought, I thought you might.
I'm going to go to a library. Look at some books with gentle fingers.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that kind of person might be your jam. Not like the extreme sports person, like but like the interesting first date person. Not just I want pizza.
I do like outdoor adventure-y stuff.
Well, you took one to Bear Grylls.
Yeah, it went shark diving, or so they called it.
Yeah.
Really, it was just sitting in an aquarium. Whereas, like, there's a big sheet of glass between us and the sharks, but that's fine.
Yeah. And if that glass was gone, the shark would die.
Yeah.
So
well, no, we were underwater as well.
No.
So I think we'd probably die.
I think you'd all die.
But then there were divers in there, so I think it was just drugged up sharks or something.
Yeah.
That's how it works. But yeah, I'm outdoorsy, but like, I just can't. I'm just old now. I'm an old man now, so it's like, just can't. I mean, like, I did weeding on, I think Friday or Thursday, and then like, Saturday was like, I can't pick up anything, so I'm just gonna just walk around, just point crookedly at things.
When I was Tim Allening, we used to sell flamethrowers to people who were weeding. You can get like big blow torches, and you just set fire to your garden. That seemed like something you'd do.
Why not just add some napalm to the equation? Why not? Yeah. I'm sure it works.
Yeah.
I'm sure it works in a very alarming way.
It's what they're for. It's what they're
flamethrowers.
It's what they were advertised as.
What started off as an innocent gardening tool ended up melting Vietnam.
No, they were. We sold them as they were down as weed killers or weed whackers or weed something. Weed suppressants.
Fire. Fire. Firework. Be fine.
Yeah. I mean, it does.
Gardening napalm. Yeah, I mean, California does it every year, right? They just set themselves on fire to de-weed the area.
No weeds.
Yeah.
No more weeds.
Yeah.
No trees.
It's constantly on fire.
No jobs.
Yeah, it's weird. No jobs for the fires. No, I didn't going from town to town, drifter forest fires, trying to get around. It's weird, interesting tangent.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm curious, I'm asking lots of people that I know what they think of the definition of a word. And I was curious what you think. This isn't a personal thing on any way.
All right.
It's just an interesting question. But what do you think forgiveness means? Say you were to forgive somebody, what does that entail?
I would say for the most part, on a personal level, it's letting go of whatever resentment and anger you had for something that they did. But that's sort of internally. Externally, it's sort of saying, I guess, not saying that what you did wasn't wrong, but just that we can move past it, I guess.
I think that's more where I kind of lie on it. It's like I see forgiveness as people seek forgiveness, and if you're seeking forgiveness, I don't think you're looking for somebody else to just get over it.
No.
It's not like, look, can you just let it go? Fuck off. That's not what they're looking for. I feel like if you're seeking forgiveness, you're seeking some kind of what's it called? Some kind of, seeking forgiveness. You're seeking somebody to, what's it called? Abolish? No. Something you. Look for somebody to something you.
Yeah, well,
acknowledge.
I think seeking forgiveness is a ridiculous concept, because that's all you're saying is, I don't want to feel guilty anymore. And that's not your choice.
But isn't it like, I want you to understand that what I did was, I know that I'm wrong about it, so I want, and that's what it feels like If I'm seeking forgiveness from somebody, I want them to know that it wasn't intentional, or I wanted to want to get on the same communication level about something. So it feels weird that if you forgive somebody, it means you put it behind you. It feels like you put it behind each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like if somebody punched you in the face and you forgave them, it kind of follows that you'd still go out and have a drink with them, if you know what I mean. You'd still put yourself in physical proximity of the person. You wouldn't forgive them and say, right, now I'm never going to see you again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird. I'm all about never forgive. I'm all about holding on to all the rage. That's the thing. I think
it depends. It depends what it is. Most of the time, if there's something between me and someone else that I can't forgive them for, that's usually the end of that relationship.
Yeah.
If I find a way to forgive them, then the relationship continues. But if I can't, then the relationship ends.
Yeah, so that feels like if you forgave, it just feels like step one is forgiveness, and there's always a step two of trying to invest that forgiveness in pursuing the relationship.
Yeah, but it's always just make it. I guess it feels like it's like a sort of tacit agreement that we're agreeing what you did was wrong. I want the relationship to continue. You want the relationship to continue. I'm not going to throw it in your face as long as you are happy to acknowledge that what you did was wrong.
Yeah, I mean, say someone hit you with your car.
There is a responsibility that you have if you're forgiving someone to not bring it up all the time and to not hold it over them. Like that is you then have a responsibility to kind of let it go in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, say someone hit you with their car.
Yeah,
you could forgive them if it was forgivable, and like you would be forgiven if they were driving really fast down a road and you were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But your intention is to try to work towards not being scared when they're driving towards you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like forgiveness feels like a step towards building a relationship.
Just it. Or even a step towards just kind of a clean break. Like you can... So, for example, there have been people who've forgiven the murderers of their spouses and children and stuff like that for the sake of just letting go of all of that anger.
But it feels like something. That feels like just putting something behind you. You know what I mean? It's getting just accepting it, moving on, as opposed to forgiveness. But maybe it's just. I think it's just a loaded word for me.
Yeah.
Like they say that Jesus forgave everybody. I don't think he just stopped hating everybody.
No.
You know, I feel like the teachings of Jesus forgave us for all our sins. He just didn't hold it against us anymore. I don't think that was a thing. I think he was giving out forgiveness to be like, no, don't worry, I understand, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas you can't forgive somebody and not understand them is the weird thing for me. Just a random tangent that puts momentum.
I was going to say, so what did they do? What happened?
No, look, I'm a very cold binary person in terms of like there's lots of things that I kind of just close off completely. So there's lots of people. I mean, I know that there's lots of bad people that if somebody punched my brother, I wouldn't be friends with them.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And if I ever saw them, then it would be an angry, emotional situation. Yeah. And there's an argument for you should forgive everybody, but it's like no. And there's like if it's rotting your brain, because like I've always said, like I got a lot of anger, but I think I've matured my anger in like an oak barrel, where it's now like it's not resentful, bitter anger. It is anger, but anger's not necessarily toxic. So like if it's eating you up inside and you're waking up and like but in a negative way, then like you might need to learn to let go of that toxicity.
Yeah.
But if you're angry, hey, go do something. Throw a javelin.
Like the inability to do that is why people get therapists.
Yeah, but that's like to find guidance find ways to manage it properly. But not really one for forgiveness about a lot of stuff. There's an interesting personal matter that's going on in the background of my life that's kind of conflictive, but I won't get into it too much. But there's like somebody did something that I deem as morally incomprehensible, and they want to be friends with me now. And I'm like, well, the only way I could be friends with you is if I know that what you did, you feel bad about and you regret. But it's a very judgmental position to start a friendship. Look, if you want to be friends with me, admit that you're evil. Then we could be friends.
And we're on the same page.
Yeah, if they're aware of it, and it's a weird background thing, but it's an interesting philosophical moral debate about but it's a complicated issue. But yeah, so forgiveness came up in a few conversations, and I was just curious. I think forgiveness means something different to me. I think if you forgive somebody for stabbing you, you can still be in the same room with a knife with them, because you have forgiven them. You've put it past you. It may be risky, you may be nervous, but the forgiveness aspect is you're trying to build that trust again.
Yeah, I don't know. I always thought you were quite nonchalant about people fucking around with you, but it's your forgiveness and boundaries were always to do with people fucking around with other people.
Yeah, it's definitely a big thing. I think my role in the film of life is just like the guy in the lawn chair next door looking over really aggressively. This is kind of what I do. Well, that's what he does.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and in the situation, it's not necessarily something about me. It's just somebody. Yeah, I have judged, and you can't be friends with someone you've judged negatively, because why would you be friends?
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing. So yeah, forgiveness. I forgive everybody, but don't forgive everybody. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you've got to learn your lessons. Forgiveness aside, how are you, Steve?
I'm all right. Not a lot to report. It's been August has proven to be an incredibly busy month. My dog got an eye infection this week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that? Amazon?
Yeah. Prime.
Just mix it up.
Prime that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. First trip to the vet. That wasn't like, I don't know. That was unexpected. And
right.
it's the first time this week where I've just been like, I don't know how to convince you I'm trying to do the right thing when trying to kind of like get fucking medication in his eye. I have to do it while he's asleep because I just can't, like
Is it applying eye drops or something?
But it's not drops. It's like a gel, and you have to like squeeze it onto their eyeball. So you have to like hold their eye, and it's like a drop. I'm pretty sure like I could stand above him and like be a few inches away and with a good aim and get it in. But this thing, I have to get the bottle like just like here and squeeze it into his eye, and it's just like, this is impossible. Like clearly no one has ever like done this with this dog. Like had any kind of medication. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on. So like and we tried a bunch of times. Like with two of us like holding him and his head's all going and he starts like barking and like just getting freaked the fuck out. And it's just like I'm not enjoying this. And I looked at people about how to train your dog to be comfortable with people around their eyes and all of that stuff. And it's like it all makes sense. Everything that they're saying makes perfect sense. But they're like, and you should find within sort of 3 to 4 weeks they start to get more comfortable about you being around their eyes, and it can only get better with the more that you do it. But I was just like, I don't have 3 to 4 weeks. I've got this 7-day course of medication that I need to apply twice a day now.
But like, it's different for dogs being comfortable around your eyes and you putting gel on their eyeballs.
Yeah,
it feels like a different thing.
It's a different thing because like what we found is that we can. He's perfectly comfortable with our hands around his eyes. We can touch his face and all of that stuff as long as he's not like in a really playful mood where he can start getting mouthy. Like he's perfectly comfortable with it. But it's just it's squeezing a liquid onto his eye, and it's just like this isn't. I can't imagine how I would make you comfortable with this, and I have no idea how to convince you I'm trying to do the right thing.
Yeah,
but it's difficult, man. Like with pills and shit, he doesn't give a fuck. Like he'll eat them out of my hand. He doesn't care. But like with this
eyeball
stuff,
gel.
Yeah. I when she gave it to me, I was like, oh, that for some reason that seems easier than drops. But now I like drops would be way easier. And he came out the vet green. Like
right.
So
sure didn't go to some home base or something and just cover him in green grass dye.
So he's having this like build up in his eye, and they're like, well, we have to check that it's not like an injury, and
well, we have to paint in green.
Yeah, we have to check that it's not. But the thing is, it's weird, but like our vet's all still fucking COVID safe and all of that stuff. So you just kind of hand them over your dog and just wait outside for whatever they're doing to finish.
Yeah,
and the dog comes back out green. I'm like, what?
I mean, he seems more go.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, and so they were like, yeah, so he's fine. It's like, is he?
It's fine. Like, he's green. Better than brown, I
guess. So they said, well, we have to put, it's a dye or something. We have to put this dye in his eye, in his eyes and nose and stuff. Right. Well, no, it was just in his eyes, and they said if there's any cuts or anything, like it highlights it so we can see if his eyes are injured or if it's just like an infection. And I was
right.
Like, oh, okay. But then because everything's connected, like it's in his eyes and it's like bright luminous green, and then it all starts coming out of his mouth and his nose and everything. So he came out of the vet looking like the fucking Grinch. Like it was weird. And then she was just like handing me this bottle. It was like, you got to put this in his eyes twice a day, every day for the next week. And it's just like, I don't know. It's difficult. It's difficult. Like you can't. There's always going to be that kind of communication barrier. And I don't. With us only having had him for a couple of months, it's also a point where like we're trying to build a relationship here, and I need to make sure I'm not freaking you the fuck out for no reason.
I don't know if eyes are different, but like I've known when Honey's had medication, she kind of recognizes that you're the one who's given the medication and they feel better. So there's like a weird gratefulness.
Yeah.
It must be weird that when he's trying to show you gratefulness and then you're just jamming gel in his eye again.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's appreciated. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure it's appreciated.
Yeah.
I've had a big house move around, and part of the move around was like, I cleared out a lot of space. I like destroyed furniture and shit.
Yeah.
So like got loads of open space now. So it's like, oh, Honey can roam around the house more freely now. So I'll open it up. Before she was like either in the kitchen or in the living room or both when I'm there. And now it's like the whole downstairs is just open now, and the garden. But she started. Like, she took all of my plaques of playing cards, which I didn't know I had any, and just started setting up a casino in the back garden. Like, she must have just, like, found playing cards and was like, well, these go outside. And just keep on finding just, like, packs of stuff just kind of stored around the place. I don't know whether she just saw me moving stuff and was like, oh, we can move stuff. Yeah. Well, I've been trying to clear this place out for ages. The washing machine belongs over here now. Oh, okay. Yeah, nothing. But yeah, I've had it's Honey's birthday today, actually, as we're recording.
Oh, nice.
She's having a lot of fish, a lot of salmon today.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. She's 5. Like, had a 4.
Wow, fuck me. Yeah.
Like 4 years and 8 months, 10 months, 8-9 months, something like that. It's pretty mental. But time flies.
Yeah.
Bit dog nostalgia, forgiveness, then dog nostalgia. Eyes, green eyes.
Green eyes.
Green-eyed dog. Like brown-eyed girl, but with more infection.
Yeah. Do you do the big dog birthday thing? Like, is it just like nice food and good walks?
Yeah,
and
like
stuff?
I cook specific food. Like she likes salmon every now and then, so make
cool.
like a big load of salmon. And
never tried it.
Do special walks and stuff. Yeah, Honey goes mental for salmon.
Yeah.
But yeah, just salmon and sausages. But salmon feels more, I don't know, responsible. Feels weird to give a dog sausages. But yeah, she also needs to lose weight. So like my vet's recommended putting her on some kind of like dietary dog food. Go fuck yourself.
Just give her less.
Yeah, well, she doesn't eat very much. I think she's just part of like getting older. She starts to be a bit more hoardy.
They fill out like mum and dad's dog got like that.
Yeah, I think a bit too liberal with snacks and that. But yeah, just a bit of dog nostalgia, dog forgiveness. Did you get on with everything else all right?
Yeah. Nothing to report. Still teaching kids.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. All August. Misinformation Central.
This is your Instagram filter for today?
Yeah.
like, just fucking press record and point it over there.
Yeah.
It's not hard. So, yeah, it's fun still, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's good. It's good. I can definitely I do enjoy it, and I could definitely kind of appreciate kind of putting like a proper kind of curriculum sort of thing together,
right.
Like taking kids from kind of point A to point B, and it would be fun to kind of like see their kind of development along that line. Because at the minute, it's just like I see a different group of kids each week, and I'm with them for 2 different activities on 2 days, and then I never see them again. So it's like it'd be interesting to kind of follow one group and see kind of how they develop and everything. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see some potential in some people.
Yeah,
quite an interesting thing. But then, yeah, I imagine as well, you've also just got like the same people kind of doing the same bullshit stuff. Like, oh, just get through it and get through the day. That's what I imagine most teachers are like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, like I don't actually know a hell of a lot of teachers. I don't know any that I'm in kind of regular contact with.
Well, I remember my religious education classes, they'd give you an end of term exam, and the week before, they would just go through the questions of the exam and say, take this home with you and like learn it. And then the next week they'd say, okay, here's your test. And I was just, I always just, not intentionally, but just had them in my pocket, the test.
Yeah.
So, fold it out and just copy those down. And then parents' evening was like, Nick's doing really well in religious education. Yeah, it's a class of roguery. It's fine.
Yeah.
Doing excellent rogue.
RE was good, man. Like, yeah, there was a couple of years of, not bullshit, but like cultural education where you're learning about all different people's religions. And then I think we got to year 10 and it suddenly became philosophy. And then it was great.
Ours was never philosophy. Like, I did a philosophy degree and like I'd never done any philosophy stuff before. I think the receptionist at my school chose philosophy for me. I chose drama, and they said, "Oh, it's a 2-course thing, so you have to pick something else." I said, "You choose," and I left. I can do philosophy now. It was good though. I learned a lot in it, not about philosophy, but about the art of the argument, which I think is what philosophy means.
Yeah.
From memory, that's what it is. It's about how to debate and that kind of stuff.
It just seems about. I don't know, just about being curious in investigation. It's weird because I did philosophy at A level, and it's weird going into it how close-minded a lot of people who think they're big thinkers are.
Yeah.
Like it's their ability to argue a point, whether they're right or wrong, becomes more of an excuse to just not change their beliefs.
Yeah, my philosophy course was filled with "fuck Tony Blair."
Yeah,
I was like, don't care.
Yeah,
I was having arguments like, I don't even know if Iraq's real. I mean, I can't see it, therefore I don't know if it's there.
What's that? And
they're like, don't trust the media, but here's all the articles from the media that make me angry. It's like, well, don't trust them then.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but fuck the media. Have you read this article about this? You know what they're doing?
That's the thing. I was having this argument.
Don't understand.
All the gun stuff has come up recently because, I mean, America's always been nuts about guns, but then it's all come up in Australia because, like, guns were banned and suddenly the fucking government's now starting to become fucking tyrannical over all this COVID stuff. And then...
tyrannical.
I think they've had sort of they've had.
A lot of people are surprised that they had one infection and then they instituted lockdown in New Zealand as well. They shut the whole
country down and there've been 9 cases since November or something like that. And it's like, I mean, even if you're take precautions and whatever, that to me seems ridiculous. But anyway, so the gun stuff's been coming up for discussion. I was having this conversation with someone, and they were like, "Oh no, I can't deal with all the gun stuff." And I was like, "Actually, I'm starting to kind of come around to it. I understand. I do believe that in a lot of instances, you should have kind of an armed populace now." Just because the world's going a bit fucking mental, it makes sense to me. I understand the situations why you. As to why
I'm not laughing at your point of view. I just thought it was funny to say. I kind of think we should start to have an armed populace right about now.
As in, I can 100% understand the arguments for it, and they were just like, no, guns, violence, death, guns, etc. Like they're all against it, and I was just like, well, hang on. You also hate the government, and you hate Conservatives, and you hate Boris Johnson, you fucking Tories, and all of that stuff. You can't, on the one hand, like have all of this vitriol towards the government, but on the other hand, trust them to protect you. Like, you can't have it both ways. You're either one or the other. Like, I don't understand why you don't kind of see that argument. You hate the government, but you don't want the ability to protect yourself.
But I think that, well, I can't speak for those people, but my reaction is that would be like, well, a gun's not going to protect you. So, like, you can protect yourself from the government, and you should be independent as possible. But if the police come round and you have a gun, you're just going to die, right?
Well,
it's not like, oh, he's got a gun. It's fine.
No, but again, it's like the idea of having guns in the States was that the people could organise themselves into militias should the government become tyrannical. That was the whole point of it. Now, whether that's still how it works, I don't know.
I'd say
but if everyone on your street had a gun, then that's different
even
just
back when
one
it was written.
mental bloke and the police.
Well, even back when it was written, I reckon it was more just like, look, if they have a gun, they'll feel like they're in control. Give them a gun. I mean, we've got cannons. They can have a gun and they'll be like, I'm safe. Let them feel safe.
Yeah.
But we can still kill them all. We can just poison the water supply. Yeah, but I've got my gun. All right, have fun. I think it's more of those like giving people the illusion of power is what I assume it is. But like, because I don't think I have a stance on it still. But I think it's interesting that it's weird because I think if you accept that if you have more guns in your country, you're going to have more accidental or indirect gun deaths, and that's 100%. Not necessarily a bad thing. It's like, well, would you rather have that as opposed to something else? You know?
What is it? It's risk, not risk assessment, risk. It's like risk analysis or something like that. It's the same reason we don't ban driving because people die in car accidents.
Yeah. It's like people with swimming pools are 10 times more likely to drown. It's like, well, because they've got a swimming pool.
Because they've got,
just kind of happens. So it's like whether you want to do that, it's kind of a thing. I just think I don't think there's a way to control it. So that the only thing you could probably do is just the same with cars. You just got it. Well, you need to pass a test to prove to the world that you're able to do this properly. And if you fuck up, then we take your gun away.
Yeah, I don't.
Like what was it? There was a woman. I can't remember whether I've made notes on it, but a woman was shot in the face by a 2-year-old on national television. Like on some kind, I think she was having some kind of interview on telly, and the baby just had a gun and just shot her in the face. Ugh. Obviously, having no concept of what's going on.
No.
But it's like that's bound to be more likely if there's more guns.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah, if there's more guns, there'll be more stupid people with guns. That's always going to be the case.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like it's just. Yeah, I'd say if you're looking at it to protect yourself from the government, it's like, I'm not sure. Like, I mean, in the same breath, you got the people who hate, politics and all that kind of stuff. Like, give them a gun. I'm sure their rational brains are going to do well with that wielding of power in it. Yeah. But it's a weird one. But yeah, I'm all for the chaos. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So some guy got attacked with an axe behind me, so behind my house. Maybe it'd be more interesting if it was a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Could be. I would have heard it. Oh, there's a murder going on out there. Be interesting. Anyway, should we get some news?
Yeah, let's go.
Sorry, we briefly opened with Steve's all up for arming the populace, and then I think we'll just
leave it there.
Shift it. What about the dentist? You take your weapons to the dentist?
I mean, the dentist's got weapons, technically.
You've got to protect yourself against that. Yeah. He's got laughing gas. Flashbang.
I was thinking drills and scalpels and shit.
Makes dentist visits more interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
Hand-to-hand combat to try and sort your gingivitis.
Yeah. everybody defending themselves, sitting in the waiting room with like a fucking Morning Star and nunchucks and.
Don't look at me! Don't take my magazine. That's my version of like Bridesmaid or whatever it is.
Just the filling. Just the filling.
Wielding a power saw, something like that. But yeah, give more people guns. Oh yeah, you hear about Afghanistan? It's all the rage at the moment.
I was gonna say, man, like I don't pay attention to a lot of that stuff, but a thing popped up on the BBC app, like it buzzed me on my phone. It said, having taken Kabul, the Taliban are about to give a press conference. I was like, I have to watch that. I have to watch that.
No, I don't have the full article, and I didn't watch anything, but I love the first couple of paragraphs because it sums up to me what I think the press conference was like. So the Taliban have admitted that amputation, stonings and executions could be returning. Admitted. Look, all right, admittedly, we might get more stonings, amputations. We might take some legs, right? I'm not gonna put it, I'm not denying that. It's definitely possible. But we will protect the rights of women, the media and diplomats.
As long as they obey Sharia law, was what they said.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
But it's Sharia law is kind of a buzzword, isn't it? Isn't that like quite restrictive rules upon women, like clothing and stuff like that? Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually meant to look into to see exactly what it meant, but yeah.
So it's just the press conference. And there's just some guy, just Gareth, comes out. Hey guys, look, I'm Taliban, evil, right? Am I right? Oh, no, we're fine. Look, we're in power now. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna give rights to women. We're gonna, help. We're gonna protect diplomats, all that kind of shit. But admittedly, we might be bringing back amputations. Just a heads up.
Yeah.
I'm putting it out there. Just gonna be out front and honest.
It was all a bit nuts, and then there was a question from one of the press that were like,
right.
So the people who are currently imprisoned by yourselves, taken your hostages, I think was the term. Would they be freed now? And he was just like, I don't know anything about that, and then just carried on.
Have I mentioned the rights for women?
Yeah.
Just trying to keep it off point. Hostages, this whole thing.
Yeah.
But just we're gonna help the media, all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's up to the courts to decide amputations, apparently. That's what they said. That's all I had in the article. This is all I found. I just found that really funny.
Good Lord. Yeah, it's
just a terrorist press meeting.
This is the world, man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's just funny as fuck. But hey, good luck to them. In other news, an elephant herd that has fascinated locals and people around the world by making a year-long journey into urbanized southwest China. I'm assuming that means it's like a city, right?
Yeah.
There's an elephant herd in the city. Isn't that fascinating? No! They're on the tram lines. I want to go to work. Fucking elephants in the way. But they're fascinated.
That's a bit of chaos. That's a nice bit of chaos.
Yeah, but just as isn't it lovely? A little bit of nature. It's like, no, it's hella inconvenient, right?
Yeah.
Sodding fucking elephants.
The traffic's already pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, it's like in London when they'd hold the Olympics, because I used to ride motorbikes around London, they'd close down loads and loads of roads, which meant that you weren't able to get over the Thames very easily. There's one bridge that you could cross the Thames on. So I was late for work multiple times in different years because of the marathon. I was like, this is hooray for health runners. And charities. But I need to go to work.
Yeah, London's already fucked as far as traffic goes, without all of that shit as well.
Oh yeah, I never really noticed it, to be fair. But then I was on motorbikes.
You're on a bike,
stuff, so it was fine.
To be fair, I've only driven around it once or twice. I think it's just anytime I've got to go to London, I just get the fucking train. Because I can't. It seems like more hassle. It's just like I'd rather get on the tube.
Well, it depends on the time of day as well. I think the last train's at 1 or 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So like after that, it's taxis and night buses, and I'm too old for night buses now, so it's drive.
Yeah.
And if you go, if you know how to work around it, London's all right. But yeah, just I'd be pissed if there was a herd of elephants stopping me from getting to work. Local authorities have deployed trucks, workers, and drones, elephant drones, to monitor the elephants.
Elephant helicopters, you mean?
Evacuating roads for them to pass safely, and used food to steer them away from popular areas. Got some grass.
Yeah.
I mean, eat the grass. Don't go to the park with all the grass and all the people. Come over here with all the grass. Come over here.
Yeah. Stay out of the restaurants.
Yeah, the 14 Asian elephants of various sizes and ages were guided across the river in Yunnan on Sunday night. Path is being opened. The elephants left the reserve more than a year ago for unknown reasons.
God, we're
to see
off.
the city.
Fuck this.
I'm not driving. I'll get on the tube. Just wanted to get out there and do something. But isn't that like? Elephants are coming. Like, isn't that? I'm sure it's perfectly pleasant and natural, and it's interesting to look at from a narrative perspective.
Yeah.
But if you were like, I'm starting a family, and now a herd of elephants is beelining right at us.
I guess, but I wonder if it just seems weird from like an outsider perspective. Like maybe if you're in China and that you know there's elephants in the country already, that it'd be similar to like, oh, there's a load of cows in town. Like it'd still be a hassle, but it wouldn't be like really weird.
I reckon elephants have gotten like a really good PR department or something, and they're actually terrible things. Shitting everywhere, tusking against stuff.
Tusking, yeah.
Yeah, they could rub up against a post office or something and just dismantle the whole postal service.
Yeah.
Eats a post box. But,
yeah. Where's Ang? Oh, he was on his way in, but he got tusked.
Yeah. It's a wonderful thing, isn't it? I mean, nature and your front garden, isn't it lovely?
It was an endangered tusk.
But yeah, so watch out for returning elephants that have visited
It's kind of
the city.
heartwarming, though, isn't it? You always see those videos of like of like a mother goose guiding a load of baby geese like across the road, and all the traffic stops to let them pass. Like, but with an elephant, you haven't really got much choice.
Well, I mean, like, sometimes it's nice to see a bird regurgitating like worms to its chicks, but if you see an elephant regurgitating an Uber driver to its young, you'd be like, this is...
I didn't know that was in their diet, but every day's a school day, I suppose.
He had food on him. It's his own fault.
Yeah.
He's an Uber Eats delivery driver or whatever it was.
He gets paid by the trip. He's fine.
Fine to get semi-digested and then propelled towards young carnivorous elephants that probably don't exist.
Yeah.
It'd be great if elephants were meat eaters, though. Because they don't seem that agile. But I imagine they could wreck something.
Yeah, I've had that asked me before. Like, which herbivore would be the most fucking terrifying if it was a carnivore? And like, I think an elephant you can kind of see coming. But I was wondering, like, maybe something like a kangaroo. That'd be pretty fucking terrifying.
Or like a crow.
Crows are omnivores.
Yeah, but like, more so. Like, they can fly down and like take a whole leg. But this will feed me for a while.
Like a pterodactyl.
Could be fun.
Yeah.
Could be interesting. I don't know. Ask China.
Yeah.
How to deal with these elephants. In other news, vets have said that the law is clear and Geronimo the alpaca must be put down. Front page news. The alpaca is going to be dead, I think, because he's got...
Is the law that alpacas are illegal?
No, I think he's got some kind of disease where it's in Gloucestershire. He tested positive.
He's got like foot and mouth or something.
Yeah, something like that. Joanna Lumley and Chris Packham have come out to support the alpaca, but he's still got the disease. BTB, tuberculosis, bovine tuberculosis.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
So apparently it's like...
It's livestock. It counts as livestock. It's not your dog.
Yeah, and it's like it can infect humans, I think is the thing. So they're like, well, you have to put it down. It's like, we can cure it, sure, by killing it, right?
Yeah.
Geronimo, just
cure
murder
it with fire. Yeah.
Yeah, culling animals for bovine tuberculosis is an arduous but necessary endeavour. And because he's had multiple positive tests, which McDonald, who I think is like a lawyer or something, says is a very strong indicator of the presence of the disease. Well, he's tested positive
Seems
for
that
it
way.
multiple times.
Yeah.
I think he's got it.
Yeah, the multiple positive pregnancy tests would indicate that you could be pregnant.
Sarah Tomlinson, a farm vet and bovine tuberculosis expert who sits on DEFRA's Bovine Tuberculosis Partnership. There's an organisation for bovine tuberculosis.
God almighty. So her whole livelihood is
We
like
just deal with
death.
bovine disease.
Death.
Yeah.
Is it there? Death.
Politically, this is going to happen. There's nothing that will change that. Politically,
Yeah.
oh well. If he doesn't win the vote, he's being put down.
Oh.
It's been a while since I've looked at these. Some of these are quite short. In other news, police in Staffordshire are asking for the public's help to identify a badly burned woman found in a lay-by.
Oh.
Have you seen this badly burned woman?
Oh,
Who
Rich
is she?
told me about this. Yeah. Someone was set fire to it, and they found a couple of suspects, and they were from like Birmingham or something.
Yeah. Travelling up north for a bit of lay-by burning.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. A murder inquiry was launched after the body was discovered with burn marks in the early hours of yesterday in Purton. They also believe she had been driven to the site before being set on fire. Oh. So they're putting together, and this is when she was set on fire. They also, now Staffordshire Police are appealing for anyone who may have information, blah, blah, blah. Detective Supt Tom Chisholm revealed the body was set alight at the scene, possibly with the use of some kind of accelerant. Oh. So maybe there was accelerant used, or maybe they just lit a match and just poked her and she became ablaze.
Yeah.
She'd been drinking so heavily, permanent vapour of alcohol surrounded her and she burst
was
into flame.
sodden with booze.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if she was badly burnt, I'm assuming she was on fire, not just like, scorch marks.
Yeah.
From being, poked out with fire.
Yeah.
It implies that she was badly burnt, as in she was set on fire.
Yeah, exactly. She wasn't standing
So she
too
must
close
have-
to a firework display. Like she was...
You don't just catch flame, like, entirely, even if you're wearing, like, flammable clothes.
Yeah, if it's quite
Like-
evenly spread, like she's burnt all over her body. Only a bit, but all
Yeah.
over.
Like, you'd reactively get stuff off and you wouldn't become completely ablaze, right? Unless she was unconscious, maybe that was the thing. But you feel like fire would wake you up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, to be
You
honest,
wake
if
up
I was
if you're on
unconscious and they were going to set me on fire, I would hope it didn't wake me up and I just died.
I don't know. Different people.
Different people.
Yeah. I'd rather be awake on fire. In other news, a teacher responsible for improving behaviour at Staffordshire School has smashed up a colleague's car.
Forgiveness. All about forgiveness.
All about that forgiveness. The Staffordshire PE teacher has dodged a teaching ban after smashing up a colleague's car with a building hammer whilst she was sat behind the wheel. So I think she's in her car behind the wheel, just smashing up another car. I think Samuel. Is Samuel a genderless name? I think it is mainly a male name, isn't it?
It could be both.
Can be both.
Oh, Samuel. No, that's
Samuel.
That's a bloke.
And what's the female Sam?
Samantha.
Samantha. There you go. Okay, so maybe the PE teacher was smashing up the car with the victim in the car. Maybe that's what they're saying. Samuel Woodhull, who was in charge of improving student behaviour, quit his job after he lost his temper. An argument occurred where Mr. Woodhull picked up a hammer from his house and caused damage to the individual A's vehicle while she was still sitting in it. Okay. He smashed in the back window, the rear side window, and bashed in the bodywork. I'm here to improve student behaviour. A colleague told the panel Mr. Woodhull's actions were completely out of character. He said, he loves being a teacher. It's my life and my passion. Behave yourself, kids, or I'll smash you up like a car.
What?
It's an angry teacher. It's fair enough. Short but sweet. Oh, another short one. I'm sure this is tragic, but for me, it's just... the world is a cartoon when you look at it through a lot of people's eyes, right? An Olympic pentathlete was left in tears as her horse refused to jump and she plummeted from gold medal to the bottom of the competition.
Oh.
So in like a horse race or something, where like you got to gallop or like dressage or whatever, you like jump over these things. Yeah. She's in the lead, she's winning, she gets there, the horse just tells her to go fuck herself. And she just sat there being like, jump, and the horse doesn't give a fuck.
We've been practicing for years.
All her dreams just melt. She's just on a horse crying at the Olympics.
Oh. Because there's one horse that's been waiting for this moment to be the biggest cunt he can be.
Yeah, this horse just got constipated at the wrong time and shattered all of her Olympic dreams. I just loved that it was in the middle of it. It wasn't like the horse wouldn't start, right?
Yeah.
I imagine, the horse got going and then just got like distracted and started thinking about like Inception or something like that. I was like, wow, what happened? Did the train or move or what the fuck? And meanwhile, crying woman, what's she crying about? The horse has no idea about what's going on.
I've been jumping for 4 years. I just don't feel like it today.
Just crying. Just so much sadness. It's great. Oh. Germany's Annika Schlu was left inconsolable when her horse, Saint Boy, would not take on any obstacles in the show jumping portion of the pentathlon. Schlu was leading the event after fencing and swimming. She did fencing with her horse. The horse is like, fuck you, bitch, I've been stabbed, I've been swimming, it's a stressful week.
What's Pent? Pent, it's 5, isn't it? So there's 5 events. So I guess show
Fencing,
jumping...
swimming, horsing.
Yeah. It's weird to throw one in there with a horse. But then, I guess, so triathlon is swimming, cycling and running. Yeah.
And then the decathlon is like skiing and shooting or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's a decathlon. And then just, the 5th one is crying on a horse.
Yeah.
Gold medal. Yeah. Actually, let me jump ahead to another similar article. In other news, a baronet. A baronet? I guess that's a female baron, but I thought it was just a baron still. Oh, well, not progressive. Baroness. A baronet. Yeah, baroness. Yeah. A baronet. A baronet's daughter with an unquenchable thirst for horse racing has died after being thrown from her horse during a race.
That'll quench it.
Maybe you should have had a drink before.
Yeah.
Horses, mate. Just don't give a fuck.
I don't trust horses. I just don't. I'd never trusted horses. I don't get people that are just like, oh yeah, I really want to ride a horse. I don't get it. Why do you
ambition.
Trust that thing?
They hate it with all their heart.
It's just
stop trying to win gold medals. Fuck off.
They're not like clever animals. They're skittish and weird, and they can kill you with one kick.
They can ruin your Olympic dreams.
Yeah.
They can quench your thirst. Ways that you don't want quenched. Horses, mate. Fuck them, right?
I got like nothing against them, like in the wild or whatever. Like it's an animal, like whatever. But I don't get people's obsession with them.
Stop competing with them. Stop trying to enter them into competitions. They don't take it well. They just want to chill out and eat some grass.
Oh, we love them. They were our first vehicles. We've got much better ones now.
We've got ones that fly. We can just fly.
We've got drones that can chase away elephants.
Yeah, but they don't shit. I want one that shits.
I can make it shit.
Yes, you can make it some kind of device. Unquenchable thirst for horse racing. Thrown from the horse.
Weird term.
Fuck off. Fucking love horse racing. Can never get enough.
Quench.
Yeah. Chill out. Jeez. In other news, a woman was stranded at Croatia's Zadar airport last week after she inadvertently arrived a year early for her flight. This is obviously like it's silly. I mean, I don't know. I think it's part of getting older as well. You're more prepared for disasters.
Yeah.
So like, there's a backup plan. So like, if you say you went on holiday, I'd always budget enough to be able to come home early to buy a new ticket if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But like, if something happens, I need to get home, right?
Opposed to her just being like, I suppose I'll just walk.
I'm stranded. It's like, no, you're not. You went there, and you've made a plan to come back. You're just early.
Yeah.
She just booked the flight on the wrong date. Obviously, she booked it a year in advance by accident. The woman who posted about her experience arrived at the airport at 6 a.m. to find her flight to Milan wasn't on the departure board. She then discovered that her boarding pass had actually been a year later. She just booked a flight early. I think it all got sorted out, but she posted it all on TikTok. It's like, look how bad I am at organising my life. It's not like, these airlines. I think there was the thing about the airlines don't usually allow flights to be booked that far in advance.
Why not?
I don't know. Yeah, I think the average is like 300 days or something. It's like the most advanced. So like they were like, it's like, no, it doesn't matter. Just book it on the days that you want to have the service that they provide.
Yeah.
Don't just, they should have let me book it. I'm too stupid to book it. But just don't do it.
That's just maybe.
In other short news, tropical... Sorry, I'll say it again. In other news, tropical... I'm building up too much now. Tropical Depression Fred has striked the Dominican Republic.
What?
It's not like it's a storm, but it's not a storm. It's a depression. So what the fun does that mean? Oh, okay. So Fred is predicted to develop into a tropical storm as it makes its way toward Florida. The storm unleashed heavy rain on San Domingo. But just tropical depression Fred.
Does that sounds like a kid's character?
Yeah.
It's Smiling Barry. It's
he's got a Hawaiian
George.
shirt on.
It's Hawaiian John. Tropical depression Fred.
It's just like some lonely single dad divorcee on a beach trying to drink a frozen cocktail.
Yeah, he's really sad, but he's got a mojito. So
yeah, and he's heading to Florida. Watch out!
He's coming.
Depression Fred. I think the words are just great. Tropical Depression Fred. It's a good name. It's a good nickname. In similar news to Staffordshire laybys, a retired Met Police detective involved in a decade-long dispute with his neighbour over guttering took his own life. It's kind of tragic, isn't it? But he took his own life by getting in his car and setting fire to himself.
What?
Like, in terms of suicide, setting fire to yourself. It's a bit intense when you're having an argument about guttering.
He set fire to himself inside the car, or he set fire to the car that he was in?
I think, the fire started within the car.
Right.
So I think he set fire to himself and then the car, decided to help out. But just, fucking self-immolation over an argument with your neighbours.
Yeah.
I think that guttering needs to be cleaned. Like, well, I don't. Well, I'm going to go in my car. See what you think now. The coroner said Mr. Williams started legal proceedings with his neighbours and then with the new owners of the house. So I guess the process started again when other people moved in. Mr. Williams' wife, Jean Williams, who was separated from him, said she thought leaving the police force had a considerable effect on Ed. I believe he found it quite hard to adjust to the outside world. Yeah, I think so. Set fire to himself. It was pretty intense.
Yeah.
Like PTSD and trauma and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but like that's extreme. Like he had the option of, carbon monoxide poisoning if he had a car, right? But he was like, fuck that. I don't want to sleep. I want to be awake when I'm on fire.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're going to get in your car, just, the old hose pipe and the exhaust pipe shit. Like that. Yeah. That seems like not a pleasant way to go, but like just
better
a nice
fire.
Sort of, just gradually fall unconscious.
Like, I think fire's really funny if you can see somebody crossing the road as you're about to do it. Like you make eye contact. Oh, morning, Bob. Morning. And then you just set fire to ruin that guy's day. Lastly from me, somewhere between the births of his two children and their murders. That went sideways. Somewhere between the births of his 2 children and their murders in Mexico, Matthew Taylor Coleman went from a devout Christian praising God to an alleged follower of QAnon, enlightened by the Illuminati. The 40-year-old Californian surfing instructor welcomed his daughter Roxy Rain into the world last October with an Instagram post declaring she was handpicked by God, not gods, I do apologise, to slay the giants in the land. Do Christians believe in giants? Probably. Probably fine. About 10 months later, Mr. Coleman then stabbed to death Roxy and her 2-year-old brother, Kalo, for possessing serpent DNA, passed down from their mother that would see them grow into monsters. Hang on. You're snakes. You're snakes, aren't you? Stab, 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 stab.
He was a surfing instructor.
Yeah.
The most laid-back sort of job that you can imagine.
Wait a minute. My wife's a snake. You're spawned from her. You're snakes. No more. I need to kill the snakes. Fucking insane.
Oh, God.
To go from Christian praising God to a serpent-hating person.
Yeah.
But don't. I mean, isn't like the serpent like the devil, isn't it? I guess. But I don't. Yeah, he says he wasn't necessarily that Christian
like
at the end.
What is it? The snake in the Garden of Eden.
Yeah. Eat that apple.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Wait.
All
There's no apples on the beach.
Wait a minute. She ate all the apples.
So he killed both his kids.
Killed both his kids because they had the serpent DNA inherited from their mother.
Wow. He's
pretty intense.
Yeah. That's pretty strong.
Well, like, I think they're trying... I mean, I haven't got the whole article because it's only the first 3. Yeah, as you can imagine, it gets a little bit emotional about child death. But, like, the first 3, like, kind of imply that he became a follower of QAnon, enlightened by the Illuminati. Kind of subtly implying that he was politically or socially suggested into murdering his snake children. Like, no, I think there's something else going on.
Yeah.
I think that's something more intense than whatever Facebook group you're a member of. I think there's a screw loose somewhere else when you start stabbing your kids. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty strong divorce from reality. To
my
lose
kids
your
are snakes.
Well, just to lose all your protective instincts. You are a psychopath at that point.
Yeah, or, you know, he put the pressure on his daughter to slay the giants of the land. Maybe he was like, well, she can't do it if she's a snake. Now it falls to me. I've got to kill the children of the land. Did I remember that right? Yeah. Kill all the kids. But intense. So if you're surfing in California, be careful. Your kids might be snakes.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
Watch out.
But yeah, that's me this week.
All right. Just a few short ones from me. Following their capture of the city of Kabul, Taliban militants were seen on video enjoying a fairground before burning it to the ground.
I want to go on the slide first. Yeah, we'll go on the slide. It'll be fun. Yay!
The Taliban militants, some of them with weapons in hand, were seen enjoying a ride on the electric bumper cars in the videos. In another video, Taliban militants can be seen riding small merry-go-round horses. And then, like, that evening, there's video footage of the whole place just on fire.
Like a bachelor party, drunk on merry-go-rounds ending in fire. How do you drive a Dodgem with a suicide bomber and a gun?
I don't know.
Like drive like okay, you have a Dodgem contest. Hey, Mike, don't put IEDs on the Dodgem. Merry-go-round.
It's just so weird with all the rhetoric of being like, fuck the West and all of that. We have to burn these false idols. But first, we go
on the slide.
Taliban militants on a merry-go-round.
Yeah, just like happy, jolly music going on. Oh, yeah.
It's quite nice. Yeah.
Burn it to the ground.
Set fire to it later. In other news, police in Seattle are reporting that a naked man has been stabbed in the street by another naked man.
This is my naked corner. Go away.
While the naked victim was taken to hospital, witnesses told police that the other naked man was last seen around the corner, where police found him at the entrance of an apartment building with what appeared to be a self-inflicted wound to his neck. So he stabbed another man and then stabbed himself.
Seattle, right? Rains a lot. Oh.
I mean,
I stabbed him, and I was depressed, so I stabbed someone, but that made me more depressed, so I stabbed me. Felt a bit better after that, to be fair.
You can kind of understand, like, I mean, in a weird, not understand it, but like, as far as the scene goes, it's like, have you seen? I don't know, like, it's as though, like, two rival ninjas have arrived kind of in town and spotted each other.
Yeah.
And it just like, like, I'm the naked guy. No, I'm the naked guy. Like,
I'm the naked guy with a knife.
Yeah.
So am I.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I'll stab myself. What? I've never done that. It's easy. I'll show you how. Stab. Oh. It's all confusion.
We said identities of either man are unknown at this time. Seattle officers supplied medical aid until Seattle Fire arrived.
Right. Better safe than sorry.
I mean, but you had sort of three options to solve the medical crisis. You called the two that were totally irrelevant.
Well, they want to go to prison.
Yeah.
You know, just flash some lights, get them scared.
Yeah. So, get an ambulance. Are they naked? Yeah, better get the fire instead.
Yeah, they got ladders. That'll work.
Yeah, I ain't getting
Clean
that
them off.
shit. In other news, nothing further on this one. Emergency services in Tulsa were called in to recover a body washed up on the riverbank, and instead found a very alive man sunbathing and wondering what all the fuss was about.
That dead, bloated man is. This doesn't do very good for my self-esteem. Huh?
But they arrived by boat and like, and then they all got like there's video footage of it, and they all got out and went over to him. He just got up and was like, "What?
What's going on?"
They called the Coast Guard.
That is pretty great, though. That's a good social thing to do. Like, yeah. I've always found it funny when like I used to when I worked in restaurants, I'd sit outside like the back entrance for a break or something like that, and I just sit on the floor. And the amount of times people would just like put money on the floor next to me, and then just like walk past. And it's like it's always the same joke, but it's always hilarious. So it's just like, oh, there's a dead guy over there. It's like, oh, I'm not dead. I'm not bloated. I'm alive. Like, yeah, but you looked like a dead. Sorry.
Yeah, just keep it.
Yeah. Coast Guard's it. What? Can you put sunscreen on my back while you're here?
Yeah. No. Yeah. And finally, United Airlines have issued a memo to their flight attendants instructing them not to duct tape the passengers.
Oh yeah, well I didn't read it, but wasn't there something about they had to restrain somebody?
Yes,
for some reason.
It says we've seen two recent high-profile incidents where passengers were duct taped to their seats for bad behaviour on American Airlines and Frontier Airlines. Now
do it again.
Yeah, United Airlines has sent a memo to flight attendants telling them not to use duct tape as a way of dealing with poorly behaved passengers. Now, I wouldn't get offended if someone was being a twat.
Someone duct taped you.
If someone was being a twat and they ended up getting duct taped to their seat, I'd be like, fair enough. Because with 30,000 feet in the air, like, I'd rather you weren't being a dick, and I don't care if they have to restrain you to stop you being a dick. Like, if you're being like really drunk and disruptive and like verging on like argumentative, verging on violence and all of that stuff, like, yeah, you should be restrained.
And they should be allowed to restrain you.
But the thing is, the issue is, right, I mean, if you escape from being duct taped to a chair, that's kind of a Godzilla moment, right? Because then you've got, like, you're duct taped to a weapon.
Yeah,
you're swinging around like a tail.
You will evolve. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like, what? There's a fire, you could block the emergency exit? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it feels weird. I mean, I guess it makes sense that there's duct tape on a plane, right? Because duct tape is, like, good thing for most situations, including, like, putting over a hole in the plane.
Yeah,
so
well, they said there are other things on board, including zip ties and things like that you should use. But I was just like, well, that's fair enough. I think if you've got trained professionals who can do that kind of thing, then fair enough. But using a zip tie doesn't keep someone in place; it just keeps their hands in place. You've still got to zip tie them to something in order to restrain them.
I mean, like, I'm not against blow darts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as a way of controlling the
Chloroform
populace.
rags, like, get it done.
Just, like, have, like, I mean, what they have, like, air marshals or whatever. But instead of it being a military thing, it was just like, a church thing or something. Like, a minister would have access to a blow gun.
Yeah.
Thump. Oh.
That'd be fine. That'd be fine. And yeah, they announce it. Like on the thing at the start, and your blow dart artist for the day will be Gerard.
Father Gregory.
Yeah.
Stands up, waves, throws some holy water, and then sits back down.
Yeah. They blow dart you and then just lock you in the toilet for 9 hours.
Yeah, he's laying on the floor.
Yeah.
He's out cold. Could be a cool way of dealing with things, right? I'm all about arming the populace with blow darts.
Yeah,
I'm all about
blow
that.
darts and duct tape. Get it done.
Yeah. I mean, that'll give them the same feeling of protection, I'm sure.
Yeah. That's me.
Yeah, fun times. Fun times. Duct tape planes and what was it? Some kind of tropical depression threat.
Right. Lots of fire.
Yeah, lots of self-immolation and being set alight near cars and laybys and stuff.
Flaming merry-go-rounds.
Yeah, Taliban fun fairs.
Press conferences.
Yeah, press conferences and merry-go-rounds.
Like, that sounds made up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, as well as them, like, why are they talking about women's rights? Like, you don't think the Taliban to be that, like, caring about the way they're viewed.
That's the thing. That's what's so bizarre about it, is that the wheels are in motion for them to try and change public perception on the Taliban. And it's like, I don't understand how this is going to work. You've already advocated. You're trying to make everyone feel good about this, but you're already advocating for reintroducing stonings.
And amputation. Admittedly, amputation as well.
And killing all of the hostages and allies that are still there.
Death to the infidels, but equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome. That's weird from Taliban. I mean, it just feels like they've gotten themselves a social media manager, and the guy's like, "I'll try."
That's the thing that's so
you're
fucking
quite
weird.
Unlikable, but I'll try. Are you sure about the amputations? Yeah, unwavering. All right. Yeah. Well, I'll admit it then. All right, fair enough.
That's the thing that's so weird that someone pointed out. The people they're the official spokespeople of the Taliban are on Twitter. Donald Trump is banned.
Yeah, but like I'm assuming that the Taliban Twitter account isn't really that flaming.
Yeah, they don't post like spicy memes and
just like the odd dog picture and cat video.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Death to America. Here's a cute picture of an English Mastiff.
Here's an excellent couscous recipe I discovered. Let's put it out there. It's fine.
Still death to America.
Oh yeah, hashtag.
Yeah. All the news. There were news reporters in the streets, like in hijabs, like reporting on the scene. There was a woman that was just like, well, they're all screaming death to America, but they seem very happy.
They're pretty laid back for people so hell bent.
She was like, they're all smiling and very nice, but they are chanting death to America.
They're on the merry-go-round.